I have been thinking a lot about party planning because I have planned a lot of parties. I was just thinking about my husband's 60th surprise party. That was the biggest one I've ever planned. But saying that, even when we travel, I'm the planner. My friends love traveling with me because they don't have to do anything besides show up, and I'm like, here's the itinerary, and they know it's thought through from right when we land until we leave. Why do I plan all this stuff is because I want it done right selfishly for me. I like it the way I like it. So first thing you do for a part, what I do for a party is I think of a theme. Not every party has to have a theme. I do get that, like Joe's surprise party. It wasn't necessarily a theme. The theme was he was retiring. You have to get a budget in mind because you're gonna have to share that with like the catering people or whoever you use. A dress code, that's very important. Everybody needs to know exactly what to wear. A hint on that, be very specific. People like to know, like I want you to tell me exactly what to wear. For example, my daughter just called me, she's a doctor, she's a pediatrician, and she is at a Palm Springs convention for other pediatricians. And she said, Mom, they told me it's casual wear, less professional. That's what it said on there. And so she said, I knew not to wear a blazer like a doctor does. So people like specifics on the dress code. Catering, the food, you might actually make the food yourself, but think it through, like write a list exactly what you want. I do really yummy appetizers because when people get to the party, they haven't had anything to drink yet, and they notice the food more in the beginning than they do the end. So I always do really savory. I always do a fish, some type of meat. Maybe a vegetarian option. My favorite one at my last party for Christmas was definitely the tuna tartare tacos. They were the biggest hit. I think lamb lollipops are a huge hit. Everybody always loves that. Crab cakes, those are always good. Do you want a sit-down dinner, or would you like a buffet line? Is it going to be a potluck? You have to think that through. Like, how is the main meal going to be served? I love both options. I love all three options. I don't typically do potlucks because I've had so many parties now and hosted so many things that people just expect the chef or they expect the catering, so it's fine. I enjoy it, and that's what I do. The benefits of a sit down is you get some time to relax, get off your 6-inch heels or whatever you're wearing, and you can have intimate moments with each other. It does take longer to do that. If you have like the buffet line that people go through, it can become a little awkward though, because it's like, okay, where do I go? Like you get the high tops and you can have the dining chairs, but then it's like, I have this food, am I gonna sit on the couch? And you have to put the plate on your lap and then the food gets everywhere. So I prefer the sit down situation more. Last advice I would give you on a party, if you're hosting a party, is do something at the very end, especially if people have been drinking. So what I do at my parties, they think the food's over, everybody's just having a good time, drinking a little champagne, talking or dancing, whatever everybody's doing. And then I surprise the guest at the very end with late night snacks. It's perfection. So one year I did like little sliders, and then they had just little French fries or tater tots, and you dip them in the kitchen, you little sliders. You can see their face. And then this year I had grilled cheese, like little tiny grilled cheese, and you dipped it into the tomato bisque, you guys, into the tomato bisque, and you ate it like crazy. And what gets me about this is I spend so much money and time on catering. The next day, I start getting text messages about everybody's favorite part. And you know what they always say? My favorite part about your party was the late night snacks. Okay, let's talk about entertainment. There's all kinds of things, and everybody lives in a different state. So like I live in Texas, for example, as well as California. So I could hire a country band there. It would fit in great. Probably one of my favorite things to do, if you just like, I don't know about entertainment, just get a DJ. Like DJs is where it's at. You can work on the playlist with them. You can create a Spotify. Here's my playlist. I want you to play these particular songs, but just make sure and double check that they do, because I've probably had 5 DJs, like I send them the Spotify. I'm like, and then at the end of the party, I'm like, you never played my songs. That happened at my daughter's wedding at the Montage in Laguna Beach. We spent so much money on this wedding. She like looked through all these DJs and interviewed them. She is really into music, her and her husband. the guy didn't play any of her songs. And to this day, she'll be like, what's the one regret of my wedding? The DJ. So make sure you double check on that. Think about your audience. Think about the age of your audience. Like if my mom and dad are here, they may not like it, or they come to my parties, but if it's like a group of like older people, like, you know, we don't need the throwback hip hop, which I love, by the way. I had a housewarming party. This was a great entertainment idea. She was a electric violinist, and she was so beautiful, and all she did was play the violin, but it was like she had it hooked up to the speaker, and everything was so fun. So it wasn't just like, you know, like violins are beautiful, but she like brought it up a notch. So that's a great idea. I've had piano singers where they just on their keyboard. Those are lovely, lovely parties. I think that's more like if you're not looking for boom, boom, boom type of party, it's a great idea because like people can still talk, but it's a personal relationship that you're having with this pianist. If any of you guys are in Orange County, I can give you a really good recommendation for a piano player. I hire a professional actor, and he comes with his makeup artist, and the Grinch looks amazing. And that was such a good, I don't even know what to say. He was hilarious. We did a white elephant gift, and it was straight up fun entertainment. And I will say, if you can't afford entertainment, take the time to create your Spotify list. Put it on a speaker, put it on your Sonos or your surround sound or just a speaker in the corner. Think it through, because music can kill a party. Like it just, the vibe is not there. And then people start looking at each other going, are they gonna play some decent music? So if you're hosting, you can't get entertainment, plan ahead. If you want to know more about party planning and the fashion and all these things I've talked about, I've already written a blog about party planning and party planning for a Christmas party. So you can go back and check that out. You can subscribe to my website at amyplusjoe.com, and it's really fun information.